welcome to another video series called RT Explained. In this series, we will cover red team topics theoretically. Also, I will plan to capture RT in action series for hands-on experience. After this announcement, we will start RT Explained with antiviruses. Okay. The antiviruses have several engines in general: static, dynamic, heuristic, or behavioral engine, and the fourth one is unpacking engine. Okay, the static engine. The static engine is so easy for understand. This actually sorts for strings, names, code samples, variable names, file names, or process names, etc. You can see some examples. Interpreter may be changed for by passing the static engine to PYL MT, or whatever you want to use name for that. Or another example, PowerShell.exe to PS or PS1 or PWHLL or something else. Okay. One example for static engine. You can see a few malicious names: Interpreter, Interpreter.exe, and Payload. And when we check this with VirusTotal, the one scanning engine says that this is a Trojan. But when we change these strings to another, for example, payload to bomb, interpreter to arrow, and we use concatenation strcat function pyl with ext, Interpreter.exe to empty.exe, and the final result is 0. This means actually we can bypass using these techniques for admin engine. Okay. Another engine is dynamic engine. The dynamic one checks the functions, execution types, flows, like using normal process injection techniques, or processes and threads, loaded DLLs, and used executables. In this example, netsh, maybe we can say that. And the process and thread side, we find cmd executes. In the execution flow, maybe this malicious code use a process injection technique, finds a PID, creates a memory space, copy payload, and execute them. This is a malicious flow for us. Or creation, a vector, maybe the last one, how to run, or after the running. Maybe our executables use additional DLLs or executables like PowerShell.exe or cmd.exe, like molprepy. These examples for dynamic engine. The dynamic one can find these types of examples. Okay. Another engine is heuristic engine, or we can say behavioral engine for this. And this checks the behavior of executables actually. For example, maybe you know lss.exe. This process contains several hashes and important for Windows and our company because maybe you know mimikatz.exe or mimikatz. When we get these hashes, we can use for pass the hash or cracking the hashes and getting the clear text passwords, etc. The main idea is important, the lss.exe. If another process or thread needs this process, the Antivirus solution or security solution will block this, because in the normal any process or threads don't need the lss.exe. Maybe another confidential process like lss.exe, we can say that, or some malicious behaviors. For example, screenshotting, taking the screenshots or capturing video or camera stream and sending this with a network. The simple idea is screenshots, later that some network action, later that some computers or devices takes these packets and process them. Actually, this example may malicious for our computer because the screenshots may contain confidential data like passwords, financial informations, or employee informations, etc., etc. Or another example, keylogger, maybe we can talk that getting keystrokes sent the client or server this code network action we set. These types of flows and behaviors may malicious for us, and heuristic engine controls these function usages actually. You can use several network action, maybe this one not malicious, but if you use this network action with screenshotting and sending or keylog sites, getting keystrokes and later that start the network action, maybe this flow can be malicious for us, and we must detect these type of behaviors of executables. Okay, the last one is unpacking engine. This works for creating algorithms for packing engines. You can imagine the packing like zipping a file or compression processes. For example, encoding and decoding our payload. Actually simple. And the AV solutions actually uses these general engines for scanning malicious files. If we know and understand the process, we can bypass more easily these security solutions. Okay. Briefly, we can see some scannings in this slide. Static ones checks for variable names, process names, or checks malicious MD5 hashes, etc. Or dynamic side checks functions, processes, threads, places to be reached, like lss.exe. We set this example. Or behavioral analysis. What is your purpose? What are the functions used for? We set some examples like keylogging, taking screenshots and sending, or capturing camera stream, etc. Okay, and the final step is this file malware? Yes or no? The antivirus says that for us this is malicious or not. Okay, we talked several engines and scanning techniques for antivirus solutions, and later this video we will cover the bypassing techniques for these engines. We know how to scan antiviruses. Later that we will start with static engine, later dynamic, and we will continue with heuristic engine. Okay, actually that's it for engine side. Thanks for watching and see you next time.